Final Fantasy XV was released at the end of 2016 on PlayStation 4 and Xbox One, and since that time Square have upgraded and updated the game many times with various pieces of content, bug fixes and new patches. We've also seen over the last 12 months multiple releases of DLC, including story arcs for the individual party members and a multiplayer expansion for the game as well. I think it would be a fair statement to make that Final Fantasy XV has changed a heck of a lot since its original release. However, things don't end there. On March the 6th this year 2018, the Royal Edition for PS4 and Xbox One and the Windows Edition for Steam are being released. The Windows Edition, incidentally, will be identical to the Royal Edition in all but name, and it's going to include the base version of Final Fantasy XV, along with all that downloadable content that has been released over the last 12 months. It will also include all of the bonus pre-order items that were available, depending on where you bought the original game. However, the most exciting aspect of the upcoming Royal and Windows editions of Final Fantasy XV is the brand new content that has never before been seen in the game. And that's what we're going to be looking at in this video, the top 5 upcoming new features for Final Fantasy XV. Now, there are rumoured DLC releases coming up in the future as well. That's not what I'm focusing on here. This is confirmed content that we know we are getting on the release of the Royal and Windows Edition included in that purchase. Now, if you already own the original base versions of Final Fantasy XV for either PS4 or Xbox One, then you can actually purchase the Royal Pack, the price of which has not yet been announced, which will upgrade your version of the game to the Royal Edition. Okay, so let's get started. The first thing I want to talk about then is perhaps my least exciting feature for me personally, that is. I know there's going to be a few of you that will no doubt be looking forward to this, but this is going to be a new feature that will allow us to play the game from Noctis' perspective, i.e. a first person camera mode. A few third-person games have tried this in the past, later implementing a first-person mode. They haven't been all that successful in my opinion, but we'll see how it works with Final Fantasy XV. Obviously the game has been designed with the third-person perspective in mind, but again, we've not really had any videos, so I can't say one way or another how exciting this feature is going to be, how it's going to work. We'll just have to wait until the release, until we can get to try it out ourselves. One of the most powerful abilities currently available in Final Fantasy XV is known as Armiger, and you bring all of the royal weapons that you've attained throughout the game together into one devastating attack. And it seems the Royal and Windows Edition are increasing and improving this further with a new item that can be found once all of the royal tombs have been completed and all of the weapons have been found. Now, I'm currently unsure whether this new feature, this new ability, is going to replace the current Armiger usage or whether it's going to be in addition to that. But it's going to take the form of a new accessory that can only be found, as I say, once the player has already found all of the royal weapons, and once it's equipped, the new action called Armiger Unleashed will be available to the player. Any further information on how the new accessory is found is not currently available. We just know it's going to be located in a currently unidentified part of the world, and I look forward to trying it out again once the game is in our hands. Final Fantasy XV veterans will know already that during the game there is a story section where the player boards a boat and travels over to Altissia. The boat itself is not controlled by the player, it is just part of a story cutscene, quite a lengthy one as well. However, in the upcoming Royal Edition release of the game, the player will actually be able to gain access to a new Royal Vessel boat, which is going to be fully controllable by us, by the player. And this is going to actually expand the world by giving access to areas in between Cape Cain and Altissia that are not currently available. And there's going to be various things we can do with the boat in exploring these areas, but fishing is going to be an integral part of this expanded content. Fishing is already available in Final Fantasy XV, we're just going to be able to do more of it. Fourthly, a brand new quest is being introduced into the game, which will allow the player to obtain the Regalia Type D. Now, as far as I can tell, this is going to be the same Type D that was made available in the original Final Fantasy XV in patch 1.12, which allows the Regalia to drive off-road. However, in that edition of the game, you basically spoke to Cindy, and she would give you the car, the upgrade, pretty much immediately. But with now a new quest being introduced in order to obtain this upgrade to the car, the Regalia Type D will be integrated more into the main story. And the details are sparse, but it's possible we may even be able to upgrade this form of the Regalia even further. And finally, number 1, and perhaps the most hyped upcoming feature to the Royal and Windows editions, and this is the expanded city map of Insomnia Ruins. For those of you that watched the movie Kingsglaive, you may have noticed that Insomnia in that film was a heck of a lot bigger than what we actually got to explore in the original Final Fantasy 15 game. Well, all that seems to be changing now with this expanded map, and while details are still currently sparse, Square are, as usual, keeping things under wraps until we get to explore these things for ourselves. What we do know is that the expanded map of the Insomnia City Ruins is going to include a bunch of all new side quests and enemies, and all new hunts as well, including Final Fantasy Classics, Cerberus and Omega. There we have it then, 5 upcoming brand new features for the Royal Edition of Final Fantasy 15. Which are you looking forward to the most? Please let us know in the comments section, and if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to leave a like and be subscribed to my channel. I will be streaming the game once it's released on PC, starting from March the 6th. So thanks for stopping by today guys, and I'll see you next time.